Hey guys, welcome back to the Small Engine Nation channel. My name is Phil, and today we are working on an Ariens 1130 DLE snowblower. This is my personal snowblower, and I have made a few videos on this snowblower already. But today we occurred another problem. We went out snowblowing, I think 2 weeks ago, and what I ran into is my my chute directional control is actually free spinning. As you can see, left and right. And today I'm going to be showing you how to fix this issue. I kind of already know the fix, but what I'm going to show you is how to fix it if you ever run into this issue. What we're going to do first is take off this gear cover here. All we need is a 1/2 inch socket. So it's not a 1/2 inch, it's actually a 7/16 inch socket. Sorry for making you run to your toolbox for another trip. I am going to be putting my ratchet on here and removing that bolt. Wow, my battery is dying. Okay, get the bolt there. Now the cover should just come off. You can push it all the way back or remove it. I like to remove them. Just held on by this little groove here. Set that aside, and we're going to be peeking into the gears. As you can see, we can just take this chute and fully free spin it. And as you can see, it likes to get stuck on this little piece here. As you can see, when I spin the chute, the gear little piece here, mechanism, doesn't actually lock into place. It almost seems like it just rides over the gears and skips over them. So we are going to have to fix that. It does not need a cable adjustment, but we might need to adjust it when we fix this little keeper here. So we're going to have to remove the keeper, and I'll show you what exactly is going on with it. To remove the nut is also a 7/16. You'll need a 7/16 socket. I'm just going to go ahead and remove the nut. You get the washer here. You also can slide the bolts all the way back out. It's your carriage bolt. And then you can take this whole assembly here. Also, you do have a small cable with a knob on the end, a metal knob. And that'll actually fit inside of this little keeper. I'll show you how to install all of this. If you can't tell the problem, it's probably because you've never worked on one of these before, which I understand, but I can already see the problem. The problem is actually this left side here is actually bent in, which causes the gear to actually not slip inside and hold on. The keeper won't hold the gear inside, so that's why it's kind of riding over it. What you can do is actually replace the part, but what I'm going to do is just unbend one of those sides. To give you a better visual of what I'm talking about, as you can see, we got this keeper here, and it is supposed to go right in between these gears, which it actually doesn't. As you can see there, it doesn't go in between the gears, so that's why one of the sides is bent in. We're going to bend out that side and see if we'll fix the issue. What I'm simply going to do is get the side that's bent and put it on the corner of my vise and take a small ball peen hammer and just hammer it out lightly. Okay, we're going to do it a little bit more time. One more time, 2 more times maybe. Okay, a little bit more. All right, let's go ahead and test it. As you can see now, the keeper actually goes in perfectly with no problems, like so. So a straightening out actually fixed the issue. We're gonna go ahead and reassemble this. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So reassembly is honestly the most technical part of this process. What you just wanna do, I'm gonna hopefully make it real simple for you guys. Go ahead and install the ball inside the end and then push it forward so it actually locks in place. As you can see, there it is right there. And now simply we're going to go ahead and line up our washer with the hole on the back side for the carriage bolt. You want to go ahead and install your carriage bolt. And let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can kind of see better. We're going to go ahead and reinstall the carriage bolt. We're also going to go ahead and reinstall the washer, like so, and reinstall the nut. Now we're going to hand thread this nut in all the way to the end if you can. If you can't, go ahead and get yourself a socket on there. Okay, it's all the way at the end. Now what you can do is simply tighten up the nut. You don't need to over torque this nut, and actually you want it a little bit loose. So we're gonna go ahead and take off some slack, like so. And now we have a spring back there that's hiding. I wanna get a flashlight on it so you guys can see. If you can't see the spring, it's actually right there on the tip of my screwdriver. What that needs to be, where that needs to be is actually up here. So we're just gonna grab the screwdriver. You can use a pair of pliers if you want, but we're gonna go ahead and push that up like so. As you can see now, it's all the way up like that. That's exactly where it needs to be. And what we're gonna do is test our lever. As you can see, it opens and closes. But what we're gonna do also is just tighten up that nut just a little bit more. Like that. Now we can test it one more time. Just pull up on your handle. Like so. And as you can see, it doesn't want to go all the way back. That's because we do need to make an adjustment on the cable. So we're gonna do that next. As you can see, when we pull up on our chute lever adjuster, we bring the keeper all the way back, but when we do let go, it doesn't want to go all the way back to lock the gear. So what we have to do is actually release some of the stress here on the nut, and then go ahead and bring it forward. And now what we can do is we can tighten up this backside and test it again. On this particular model, what you have to do is you actually have to pull up in order for the keeper to go back. And then when you do release it, the keeper goes down and locks inside of the gear on the adjuster there. So after you got your nuts perfectly set, go ahead and pull back. As you can see, if we pull back on the lever and then let go, it'll actually lock into place and it'll lock the chute from actually moving. What you can do is actually go ahead and tighten up the nut just a little bit. You do want just a little bit of play into this gear here, not a lot. If you do tighten this nut all the way, the gear will actually not move back and forth. It'll just be tight with a carriage bolt. So you need to make sure it is a little bit loose to where you can move and bring that keeper back and actually adjust your chute. And what it'll do is, if you got it perfectly set, the nuts perfectly set in the cable, the keeper will go back and lock inside the gears. Before you install the cover, it's not a bad thing to just hit it with some white lithium grease. I did go to Harbor Freight and buy the liquid wrench white lithium grease spray. And what you want to do is you just want to give it a light coat inside there. You don't need to go excessive, just to kind of make sure that the gears are lubricated and everything is working properly. And then you can install the cover back on. So we're going to go ahead and reinstall the cover. Line it up with the screw hole here and thread on your 7/16 screw. Tighten it up. Simple as that. And now, as you can see, when we go ahead and pull up on our chute adjuster, we can rotate the chute any way we want. And once we let go, it locks into place. So that was the problem on my snowblower. Again, this might be different on your snowblower. What you might have to do is make a few adjustments on this cable here or on that cable there. Again, it all comes into play as far as what's wrong with the snowblower. This was what was wrong with mine, and I hope you enjoyed the repair video. And until next time, I will see you guys later.